Class 8 are here to present the play King Lear by William Shakespeare. We are only presenting scene 1 of Act 1. William Shakespeare was one of the greatest polymath. He was considered as a cultural talent who bordered on the sublime. His famous works were Macbeth, Hamlet, Othello, and many more.
Has his intention to divide his kingdom equally among his 3 daughters. However, before he allots his portions equally among his 3 daughters, he puts them through a test. He asks each daughter to tell him how much she loves him, telling them that what they receive will depend on the answers they give. King Lear, played by Sudarshan, Goneril, played by Pujata, Deacon, played by Samhita, Cordelia, played by Chetna, and the Earl of Kent, played by
They are divided in 3 our kingdom, and this our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl towards death. Now tell me, my daughters, in the subtlety matters of state, which of you shall we say that loves most, so that the largest bounty we may extend? When nature doth with merit challenge, Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
As much as child loved, or father found, a love that makes bread poor and speech labor. Beyond all manner of so much I love you.
What shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent.
To thee and thine remains this ample third of our kingdom. Now what says our second daughter, dearest Stephen, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of the self-same metal that my sister is, only she comes too short. That I profess myself an enemy to all of the joys which the most restless square of sense possesses, and find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness's love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I am sure that my love is richer than my tongue.
To thee and thine remains this ample third of our kingdom, than that conferred on Goneril. Now, our joy Cordelia, what can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, nor more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortune.
You have begot me, bred me, and loved me. I return those duties as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you.
But goes thy heart with this?
I good, my lord.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower, for by the secret radiance of the sun, and the mysteries of Hecate and the night, here I disclaim all my propinquity and my paternal care of blood. Hold thee from me forever.
Good, my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I love her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind mercy. The third portion shall be divided between the other 2 daughters.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, as my great patron, thought on in my prayers.
The bows bent and drawn make from the shaft.
Let it fall rather though the folk invade the region of my heart. Be Kent and manly when Lear is mad. What wilt thou do, old man? Thinkst thou that beauty shall have dread to speak, and part of flattery bows? To honor plainness bound, and majesty stoops to folly. Reverse thy do, and with thy best consideration, check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment, thy youngest daughter does not love thee least.
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I never held in the pawn wage against thy enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the motive.
Out of my sight.
See better, Lear, let me still remain the blank of thine eye.
O vassal, yes,
Do what willst, I can flame up from my throat. I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, Deacon. Thou hast sought to make us break our vow. She dost never yet, and to come between our strained pride and power, which not a nation nor a place can bear, to shield thee from the diseases of the world, and potency made good. Take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee, and on the 6th day, to turn thy hatred back upon our kingdom. And if, on the 10th day following, thy banished trump is found in our dominions, the moment is thy death, away by Jupiter, shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, king. Sit thus thou wilt appear. Freedom is such a banishment is here. Because to their dearship, take thee, let us justly things and hast most rightly said. Your large speeches may your deeds approve, and thy good effects may spring from words of love.
After Kent is banished, Lear calls the King of France and the Duke of Burgundy to the court. They both want to marry Cordelia.
This marriage shall not have any benefit.
Marriage without benefits? I shall not go through with it.
But Burgundy refuses when he hears that Cordelia will get no part of the kingdom. The King of France is, however, convinced that Cordelia is a good person and decides to make her the Queen of France. After Cordelia departs with the King of France, Lear declares that he will spend half his year in Goneril's palace and half his year in Regan's. He realizes that the statements they made about loving and respecting him were all untrue.
All the statements they made about loving me and respecting me, all untrue.
Driven mad by his anger and grief, he runs away into the wild, followed by Kent. Cordelia is told about Lear's condition. Lear finally finds Cordelia, who asks her to forgive him for having been so cruel. However, Lear and Cordelia are captured when the French armies are defeated. Goneril and Regan order for Lear and Cordelia to be killed.